Hey, Warpugs. So today I'm checking out one of the oldest requests on the Discord. And this request was made over a year ago. It lets you know exactly how many requests there are. It's one of the I've always said it's one of the best problems to have in my position. There's just too many requests. But this is VaatiVidya. It's called An Elden Ring Story, The Warrior Within. And the thumbnail says prepare to cry. Well, why not? Let's go. So this was requested by Stuka529. Sorry it took me so long to get to your request, bud, but it's what it is. So we're going to check this out. I'm going to try to dedicate myself to looking at some older requests, things like that. You know, doing that kind of thing. Just because I haven't. I haven't. And the reason behind that is kind of obvious to anybody. Cat, why did you just... She keeps on doing this. Anyhow, we're going to check this out. I do not know what I'm going to see. This is the first time I've ever seen this creator, period. So I'm kind of interested to see what this is all about. There's a lot of views on this. So let's just go, okay? Let's go. Shutting up.
The jars are kindly folk, brought to life by human flesh and blood, which can be stored safely within. We can't be sure why they were created. However, the Erd tree is imprinted upon their wax seals.
Okay.
And there are empty jars at the bases of many minor Erd trees.
Alright.
Perhaps they once transported bodies here for burial? At any rate, their purpose has long been lost since the shattering. And now they live in fear. For there are those who would pay a high price for the shard of a living jar.
Okay.
One's choice of armor says a lot about them. Maybe it's the armor of a nameless vagabond, or the armor of one to whom family is everything. For Dialos, this armor was passed down to him, and many expectations came with it.
Ah, hello. You must be new here. Well, just call me Dialos. The honor of one's house holds little import in these lands. By the way, have you met a young woman named Lanya on your travels? She's my servant, but fickle as the wind. Take your eyes off her for but a moment and she's good as gone. If you find her, please be sure to tell me.
You wouldn't have to be paying this person, would you?
No, Lanya. It's me, Dialos. Answer me, would you?
Hello, friend. Tell me if you know, would you? The whereabouts of the hidden house of those despicable fiends. The recusants who hunt their fellow tarnished. They laid hands upon my servant Lanya, and I refused to let the insult stand. The tale of House Hoslo is told in blood. I, Dialos, swear to deliver the message.
Lanya was a tarnished servant of House Hoslo, and a companion of Dialos since childhood. So, she might have known better than anyone that Dialos was all talk and no action.
Huh.
The recusants are tarnished who have turned their backs on grace and the Erd tree. Such blasphemy leads them to hunt fellow tarnished to foil the efforts of those guided by grace. This recusant's name is Henricus, a night killer who would have crushed Dialos, but he makes the mistake of invading you.
Okay.
Can you hear me? Help me. I'm stuck. Hello? Hello? Oh, my stars. I'm so happy to see you. And as you can see, I'm stuck here. Please, can you help me out of this? My thanks. 1,000 thanks. Just give me a good smack from the rear with something nice and big. And I'll pop clean out, I'm sure. Don't dally. There's no need to fret. I'm very well trained. Give it your all, I say. Ouch! A little more gently.
There you go.
Well played, good sir. Well played. I thank you.
Huh.
Once again, the pleasure is mine. I am the warrior Jar known as Alexander. Iron Fist Alexander, in fact. I journey to the east, where I intend to further my education in the ways of war. And beyond these lands lie the scarlet, rot-blighted Kaled wilds. And upon their southern edge is Redmane Castle, in which a festival of combat is being held. I'd heard whispers of such festivities before. Doesn't the notion set your breast aflutter?
I don't know enough about Elden Ring at all to even understand what I'm seeing. Like, I don't know enough about Elden Ring at all. Hey, you stop it. You stop it, cat. I don't know enough about Elden Ring at all to even understand what I'm seeing, but I'm trying to follow along the best I can. So, if something doesn't seem that impactful to me, it's because I'm trying to understand what I'm saying. Let's go.
Ah, you came. How delightful. Indeed, I thought I might find you here. By the by, do you know for whom this festival is being held? Well, it is none other than General Radahn himself. To think, I could face a great champion of the Shattering, a demigod in the flesh. Oh, gosh. In truth, I quiver at the thought. Such is his frightful repute.
Huh.
But the fear simply assures me the ordeal is worth undertaking. Be sure to get a good vantage, my friend. I, Iron Fist Alexander, do hereby vow to unflinchingly brave this ordeal.
Okay. Dude, that hammer is legit, okay? If I see somebody coming at me with a hammer like this, I'm not messing with them.
General Radahn is cursed ever to wander. Eaten from the
Wait, what the... What?
inside by Melania's scarlet rot. But his great rune burns to resist the encroachment of the rot. And while he is long since mad, he was once the strongest of the demigods, and perhaps the greatest warrior of all.
That horse is begging for mercy, my guy. Damn, son.
But in the end, you are the host to this warrior's death. And those beside you are simply summoned to share in your glory.
Ah, hello there. It was a battle marvelously fought. You are well and truly a champion, friend. I, on the other hand, am nothing but a crock. One hit was all it took to crack me, and for my
Crockpot.
insides to come spilling out. After that, I hid like a coward. And as such, I can hardly stand to face one such as you. The bodies found here are exceedingly fine. Who could expect any less from the very warriors who fought in the Shattering, the greatest of all wars? All right, lads. I'm going to take you on a little journey. You'll all be inside me. From now on, we're all in it together.
Thus our warriors passed from jar to jar, carrying dreams of greatness.
Ah, you again, is it? The recusants sent a lackey. Can you believe they invited me to join them? Now, after what they did? I can scarcely believe it myself. Did they think me a fool? You might be surprised to learn I took them up on the offer. Then I only had to ask. The location of the recusant hideout. It's on Mount Gelmir, found off the old road that leads west from the town of Windmills. That's where they hide. The manor on the peak. Just you wait, wretched recusants. You'll rue the day you insulted my name by laying hands on Lanya. The tale of House Hoslo is told in blood, after all.
Said that. Okay. So, I'm trying to gather this all in my head, honestly. I'm trying to gather this all in my head. So, the jars are important because they transfer corpses. Apparently, they're sentient and alive now. That one in particular thinks it's a warrior. I'm okay with that. But this, I'm still trying to compile my guys.
Dialos had an older brother, a stern, self-possessed man named Juno, who inherited the Hoslo legacy instead of Dialos. True to the words of his house, Juno Hoslo walked many roads drenched in blood, yet never had the ego to consider himself a champion. But the casual manner of his achievements made him seem out of reach, and so the younger aspired to be like the older, yearning for the day that he would tell the tale of House Hoslo in blood, knowing full well that it would break his brother's heart.
Huh.
Help me! I'm stuck!
Again?
Hello!
Alright, cat, come here. Get down.
My thanks in advance. I know you're the man for the job. You know what to do, hmm? Ah! Ouch! What if I could somehow be made slippery or some such?
Damn!
Dearie me, I'm oilier than a toad. My thanks. Yes, indeed. I too have a home, though it is one to which I have vowed not to return. So, I thought I might look out from atop the cliff.
I like this jar.
But as I drew closer and closer, pow, wouldn't you know it, I was perfectly stuck in that blasted hole. I can feel the warriors inside admonishing me for my mawkishness.
And so we learn that just over the cliff is Jarburg, a hidden little village where the jars can live in peace.
Hello,
Okay.
cuz. What are you doing here? I didn't think anyone knew about this place. Except us jars. Ah! Are you going to be the new potentate? Show me your hands. It's just a little test, cuz. To see if you've got the right stuff. Your skin isn't so smooth,
Huh.
is it? You need slick, slidey hands to be potentate, you know? I'm sorry, cuz. But I don't think you've got what it takes. What a shame.
A potentate is a leader of the jars, who, in this case it seems, is judged worthy by the quality of their hands. Hands grow rough and calloused by war, but most living jars are kindly and would not value such a ruler. Better, instead, to have a potentate who can take care of them, though this jar bairn secretly has the insides of a warrior, so he desires a protector to look up to.
Okay.
Do you know what a poacher is, cuz? They hunt us, smash us, and then take us away. This village is kept secret, so I think we're safe here.
That's all.
But you should be careful if you ever meet one of them, cuz. I hope Uncle Alexander beats them all up first.
Living jar shards are in high demand. In fact, their shards are a crafting material used by the most depraved perfumers who grow desperate to craft their potions and explosives. As such, the perfumers must never be allowed to find their way to Jarburg.
Have you met Uncle Alexander? He used to live here with us, but then he left to be a champion. One day, I'll be just like Uncle Alexander. I miss him, though. I asked to go with him, but he said,
Oh, mountain of fire! Bake me in your flames! Ah, good sir. What business might you have in such a place as this? It's hardly more than lukewarm here. I won't be able to temper my body such that it'll never crack again. Perhaps I'll head eastward. There's an old saying I've caught wind of. Above the lofty clouds, the icy giant's peak doth soar. Here lieth the flame of ruin, which ever burning roars. Your timing, though, is impeccable as ever. I've been making just the thing for you on my journey here.
Okay.
Take it. I'm sure it'll suit you to a T.
Eventually, you find your way to the Volcano Manor, home of the Recusants.
I am Tanith.
I am beyond confused right now. 1 second, guys. So, from somebody that is completely outside, I've never dealt with Elden Ring before. This is getting kind of interesting from just the perspective of character development. Like the large jar, the large jar just wants to be relevant, I'm guessing. Like he wants to be a warrior. Is it the jars talking Elden Ring? I don't even know. But the concept of somebody hunting the jars to melt them, to basically break them down in component parts, that's a little bit disturbing, especially considering they seem to be sentient here.
Proprietress of this house. An honor to have you. So, tarnished. Have you ever harbored doubts about the burden of grace and the dogmatic ramblings of the Fingers? If you have, why not join the Volcano Manor and fight with us, rise with us, against the Erd Tree?
Tanith calls for champions to join her cause, and she speaks well to the ambitions of the Tarnished. Such validation was impossible for Dialos to resist.
Well, nice to see you again. So you've been invited as well, I see.
Why is he wearing a jar on his head?
Then we're comrades in arms henceforth. You watch my back, and I'll watch yours. Yes? I can tell. You're wondering about Lanya. Well, you see, after much internal debate, I've come to realize revenge is not the answer. According to Lady Tanith, I've got the stuff of champions.
Oh.
And champions, ironic as it is, are oft forced to walk a tainted path. It hit me like a bolt from the blue that my former thoughts were simple naivety. Of course, my heart weeps for Lanya. That unfortunate incident was a cruel twist of fate indeed. But succumbing to the pain and sadness caused won't make me a champion, will it?
The eternal struggle for validation and ego.
Lanya knows this, I'm certain. Fate has laid hard roads for us both, but such is true of any road trod by champions. I always resented these hands, their pale complexion, a far cry from any warriors, the shame of House Hoslow, but that won't be the case for long. They'll be darkened by grit once I've set out on the path of champions. The tale of House Hoslow is told in blood, after all.
Did you read the letter left for you? That is the task the Volcano Manor desires you enact. You will be compensated once the deed is done.
Oh.
Good luck. you are loath to hunt your own kin, so be it. But you must leave this house at once. This is a war against the Erd Tree. We have no place for the meek, nor the luxury of keeping clean hands.
Huh.
And so, we come face to face with Juno Hoslow.
Then we're comrades in arms henceforth. You watch my back,
You're killing
and
his
I'll watch
brother.
yours. Yes.
What was that?
When Juno Hoslow received an invitation to the Volcano Manor, he discreetly refused. As head of House Hoslow, his hands had been bloodied enough already.
Okay.
What's the matter? Having trouble nabbing your prey? Do you remember your vow to Tanith? To rise against the Erd Tree? Dare I say your heart was never in it to begin with? You and Dialos both.
Well, aren't you full of beans? No wonder you're covered in muck. Oh, my friend, it's been far too long. I have to say you caught me at a rather low point. But as you see, I've put all that behind me. Left the Volcano Manor, forging my own path now, making my own choices. Even a fool like me can look after some simple jars. Do you pity me? Well, don't. I feel like for the first time in my life,
This guy is very, very easily, like, distracted.
I'm on the straight and narrow.
But
When
good for him.
Dialos Hoslow finally set aside the expectations of others, he started to listen to himself.
Oh, hello again, cuz. Have you heard? A new potentate's come to the village. I think he said his name was Dialos. He seems
Well,
a little
good for
down in the
him.
dumps, but his hands, as smooth as silk. I don't know. I'm a little disappointed, actually. Even though good Sir Dialos has a wonderful suit of armor, he says he isn't a warrior. And since he's a coward, he won't be fighting anymore. His smooth and silky hands feel nice when he pats us. But I wish we had a potentate big and strong like you.
Huh.
Which brings us to the perfumers, who have had reason to follow you here. The perfumers were once respected healers, who traveled the land in search of flower fields and aromatics so that they might better treat the less fortunate. But after they were drafted onto the battlefields of the Shattering, they were forced to trade their pleasant aromatics for consumable tools of war. So, in Jarburg, they don't see the rare flowers or the peaceful jars. They see a village of crafting materials, ruled by a coward.
Wait, you're a poacher, aren't you? I'll turn my back on duty no more. The tale of House Hoslow is told in blood. In blood!
He's about to get wrecked. Oh. Good argument. Nice!
For years, Dialos had yearned to tell the tale of House Hoslow in blood. All it took was something worth fighting for.
Good for him.
Meanwhile, you and Alexander make your way to the mountaintops of the Giants.
Hey,
Continue
alright.
upon the path of champions.
What the hell? A pot cannon? Oh, you kind of need that. You kind of need that, bro. Oh, right in the dick? Dude, what? You got a strange growth there, bro.
Ah, I see you finally made it here yourself. The city hanging in the air is slowly crumbling. What an incredible place we find ourselves. But that aside, you're certainly a force to be reckoned with, eh? Which means I've but one thing to ask of you. I've been longing to fight a warrior as accomplished as you. You are ready then, I take it? Then let us begin.
Oh, no.
I am the great Jar Warrior. Iron Fist Alexander. Lend me strength, O warriors within. Let us become
Nice.
one champion together.
Why would... Why would he
As
want
I
to fight him?
suspected, victory was impossible. My thanks. It was a marvelous battle. I implore you, take what I bequeath from inside me.
No,
All
come
vessels
on,
are
man.
destined to one day break. But the great Alexander lived as a warrior to his last.
Unlike Dialos, Alexander was brave and threw himself into danger at every turn. But in the end, his armor was not enough for the warrior within.
Oh,
Why?
cuz. I'm glad you came. But we're fine now. Dialos fought the poacher, though quite a lot of us got broken. I won't cry, though. I'm a warrior, Jar. A warrior. The tale of House Hoslow is told in blood. That's the kind of warrior I want to be one day, cuz. Even if I'm scared, I'll still fight to protect everyone.
You. Are the jars? Are they all right? Did I defend them? Then all is well. This fool proved his worth in the end.
Dude.
And so it is that the coward is capable of the highest heroism.
Wow. Cuz, are these insights from Uncle Alexander? Thank you, cuz I'm a warrior, Jar. So I need to be strong. I can really have them. Right? I understand.
Oh my god.
I'll get strong. Strong enough. I deserve to have Uncle's insights. I don't think I'll see you again. When I set out, warriors are supposed to work alone. Goodbye, cuz. And thanks for everything. I'll never forget you. Cuz.
The jars contain dregs inherited from those who came before. Thus our warriors passed from jar to jar, carrying dreams of greatness. This video wouldn't have been possible without the help of Miss Pap1, a new creator on the scene who has a lot of cinematic talent. Go and check out his channel for more cinematic footage like this. He also plans to make little epilogues for these Prepare to Cry episodes that we do together, which I'm very excited to see. But working together, you know, both of us could create something that was better than either of us working alone. And that's what I've learned from working with other people in the last few years. We are more than the sum of our parts, and I think that's a good metaphor for this video especially. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Okay. So having no idea about the lore whatsoever. No idea about the lore. I've never played Elden Ring. I've had people try to convince me to play Elden Ring. More than a few. But I have never played Elden Ring whatsoever. So the path of the champion, the jars, the concept of a warrior jar, everything like that is completely new to me, but I still understand the basics enough. This was really, really well done. I just wish I knew enough about the lore to where I wasn't trying to figure out how things fit together at the beginning, because I think it would have had a far, far greater impact. And that's one thing I kind of regret. But at the same time, I can't regret it. I can't regret it too much, because me knowing the lore might have taken away something from this. It might have taken away something from this. I don't know what to say about this, but even still, there's enough here to where somebody like me who hasn't even looked at this game can pick up so much from it. I'd like to know a little bit more about the Erd Tree, the jars themselves, how they function, why they function the way they function, and in general, this path of the champion that they kept on talking about. I'd like to know a little bit more about that, but this stands on its own. This stands far well on its own. It tells a beautiful story about, well, especially the young member of the household who wants to live up to the reputation of his family, but isn't equipped for that. He isn't equipped for that. He wants to be, but he's just not equipped to do it. He just can't. And he finds out at the end, it wasn't the fact that he wasn't equipped, it was the fact that he needed something to actually believe in enough to spark that inner fire. And everybody's like that. Everybody has their own things that they will champion. But Warpugs, this was really, really something. This was really, really something else. I just wish I knew more about, I wish I knew more about this now. Because I probably missed so much trying to figure out what I was looking at. But they did a great job of giving a basic introduction. And the best thing about what they were doing was they didn't explain everything, but they gave you the context clues to kind of put it together, even if you were, like me, completely unaffiliated with Elden Ring. They gave you the context clues to put it all together. This was outstandingly done. It was shot wonderfully. It was put together wonderfully. Were they actually voice dialogue options from the game? Is what my question is. Is this a game story? And now I see the double entendre of the title, The Warrior Within, speaking of the jars, and The Warrior Within speaking of the younger brother. Warpugs, this was absolutely outstanding. This was something different. I want to know why the jar on the head was such... What was the deal with the jar on the head? But past that, I'm good. Thank you for this recommendation. I like, I don't know what to say about this, but I do like it. Warpugs, it's 2 degrees outside. I've got to turn back on my heater because I've been steadily getting colder. Like and subscribe if you guys haven't already. All of VaatiVidya's I'm a screw up. VaatiVidya. All their links are going to be in the description down below, so go check them out. Especially if you especially if you want to see stuff like this. I got a feeling that you guys are going to request a couple of things. And I'm waiting for that. Until then, folks, I'm out. I'll catch you guys next time.